My name is Jeff Miller. I farm in Northern Ohio with my dad and a great crew. We are proud owners of a JCB 53595 and a JCB 53695. About 4 years ago, we started increasing acreage in hay and straw production. So we went down to the Kentucky Farm Machinery Show and we ran into Holt Mallard and his dad Ted Mallard with American Equipment Services. Being the salesmen they are, they got us in the seat of our first 53595. And I don't even think it was a full 5 weeks before a farm we worked very closely with decided they were going to order a 53595 because the machine is just that smooth. So we made it through our first year of making hay with just a single telehandler, and I can honestly tell you, I don't know how we did it in any years prior to that. The versatility, the visibility, the smoothness, the operator comfort, the nice cab, overall machine exposure made our lives a whole lot easier when handling the packages that we put hay in. So fast forward to now, we are the proud owners of not only the 53595, but also the 53695. So the story behind both telehandlers is every year since we bought that telehandler, we've amped up hay production a little bit. So if you can understand the flow of operations, we try our best to put hay in the most desirable package in the field, and then we're using something to load the semis or goosenecks or what have you up in the field, bringing it back to the farm and putting them in their storage. So if we only have one telehandler, either that telehandler is loading out of the field or loading out of the barn. So something else is doing a job on the other end of the spectrum. Our operators got so used to the smoothness, the visibility, just the overall package that the telehandler offers, we decided maybe it was time to upgrade to two because we just really didn't want to do it with skid steers or front end loaders on a 50 or 75 horsepower tractor anymore. I mean, until you sit in one of these and realize the difference that using a machine that's truly meant to move product, you just don't understand how much easier it can make your life and how much better of a job you can do. So we decided, given our capacity, maybe it was time to order two. We also moved into things like rebaling in the winter. So we pretty much need our special attachments to rebale optimally. So if there was a semi that came up or a pickup or anything that needed the attention of a telehandler, we would have to shut down the rebaling operation. People would just wait until that telehandler was done and it would come fulfill its duty on the rebaling center. So we thought it would probably make economic sense to purchase our second. And lo and behold, we are now proud owners of two. During the busy season, it's nothing for us to put 65 to 80 hours of machine hours on one of these machines. And in the off season, we still put about 20 to 40 hours of machine hours on each one of these machines. So we run them in hot conditions, dusty conditions. We work them very hard and they still fulfill the duties we need them to fulfill. I would say by and far, the most popular job for each of the telehandlers on our farm is moving hay or straw. In the off season, it's definitely just loading up trucks because we have to sell product. But if there is any job that involves the transportation of material, you can bet that the guys are switching out the attachments to probably use a telehandler because the skid steer or front end loader is just a second, it's just second in line at this point. Telehandlers just make any job so much easier. So we have this particular attachment right here, which is a Stephan System 42 bale grab. So it picks up 3 of our 14 bale bundles. That's how we prefer to load trucks coming out of the field or stacked in the barn. We have a Stephan System, it's also a 42 bale grab, but it stacks 3 bales in a vertical fashion that we put in the box units. We have pallet forks. We have large square bale squeezes. We have round square bale squeezes if we're ever doing silage hay and wrapped plastic that you don't want to rip. We have large square bale spears. We have a bucket, and we also have pallet forks. Loading seed in the seed tender, hauling rocks, hauling stone, hauling dirt, anything. Whatever there's a job for some type of transportation of material, any of our guys will jump in the telehandler before they jump in anything else. So pretty much any job you can think of, we're probably trying to use the telehandler. We even have a homemade man lift for repairing any type of siding issues, addressing gutters, fixing when our automatic door handlers go down. So anything that involves someone in the air, we're also trying to use a JCB Telehandler. If you put me on the spot and ask me what really makes the difference with the telehandler and also JCB, I would say probably the smoothness of the machine, the stability, the extended reach obviously, but also the sheer visibility. With these Agline editions, you don't have a dead side on your right side. The boom lays lower, so you really have 360-degree view when you're carrying a package on the low end. And that makes just an incredible difference, because around our farm, we're sneaking around a bunch of different barns, maneuvering in tight corners. And if you put one of our JCBs in the four-wheel crab steer, you can really get anywhere that you think a skid steer would do. So in Northern Ohio, we compete with a lot of different weather windows, small weather windows. So that means we also have a whole bunch of different qualities that come into the barn by the time the season is over. It would be nothing to have 15 to 16 different qualities that we want to get to the end consumer. We have limited barn space, so not only do the telehandlers allow us to optimize full height and maximize real estate under roof, we also kind of smile to ourselves, because sometimes when you're putting hay away during the middle of the season, you're thinking, there is no way that I'm going to get this hay back out unless I sell whatever's in front of it beforehand. And then you get back to it, you get in the machine and you realize, wow, these things are pretty nimble. You can get to just about anything you want to. We've had large square bales tucked away in the corner of a barn that you wouldn't even dream of getting to with a skid steer or a front end loader, and somehow the telehandlers managed to operate through it. So they really open up our ability to put hay away logistically and keep qualities in order for the end consumer. On our growing farm, we deal with a lot of different brands of farm machinery. The one thing I can honestly say that has set JCB aside from the rest is the great customer service that we've received from their dealer, American Equipment Services, through Holt and Ted Mallard. I'd be lying to you if I said any machine that was perfect. So the small troubleshooting errors that we need to address with our telehandlers, they've communicated with us almost immediately. They've allowed us to troubleshoot it on our own, or they've had a tech up here as soon as possible. In our industry, where a weather window and the next rain can mean the difference between making money or losing all your profit for the year, downtime is our worst enemy, and they have made that a thing of the past with their optimal customer experience. One of the things that I don't think people outside of the agricultural circle understand is not only do we have a deep connection to the land that we farm, we have a deep connection to the machinery that allows us to farm that land. When you have a machine that allows you to maximize efficiency, improve operator comfort, and just make your job day in and day out a little bit easier, it increases your bottom line, and it also increases overall farm satisfaction. Because in the agricultural world, we do not work in shifts, we work in acres. So anything that improves operator comfort over the acres that we have to move to make sure that we farm another year is worth it on the back end. And I can honestly say that JCB has made that possible for us.